recently, it has been revealed to me in the usual indirect methods that are too much to be coincidence that as someone very close to me is in fact an undercover Confederation operative for Daniel Fry's group. Another friend who I already knew was an undercover Confederation operative of Daniel Fry's group gave me confirmation of this, and they radiate the most awesome peaceful energy, and it helps to clear the mind. I'm saying this because they are helping me to have a clear mind from the book I just released, the George Adamski and Howard Menger series, How to Eliminate the Ego and Get to an Advanced Spiritual State in 5 Steps, plus How to Support the Confederation W56. A brief booklet, and it's also for targeted individuals. Simply by being in their presence, it helps to clear your mind. In my opinion, the ego is just unwanted thoughts and a noisy mind instead of clear mind. So their presence helps to clear the mind so you don't have ego, and that way you can think more of only thoughts you want, and to better follow the Bible and the teachings of Jesus, especially Sermon on the Mount. The whole point of my books is to help them get around their ethics committee, because with Daniel Fry they had to break their ethics rules and influence him, but with the Lucas Louise books, which is my pen name, you give them permission, and then they can influence your thoughts or have undercover operatives help you out more directly without breaking their ethics rules, because you give them prior permission to influence and assist you in your life. They will never openly admit who they are, but they will indirectly. They do not channel, and they're not etheric, they're physical people. Only in rare cases do they admit who they are, like through Adamski and Daniel Fry, but that's only as a result of when civilization as a whole is threatened. Then their non-interference directive allows them to more openly say who they are. The rest of the time, like in our current times, they operate behind the scenes or indirectly reveal who they are. And my books are for people to work with them more directly, but still indirectly, but knowing who they are, as they help you in small ways, and they also protect against the contraries or CTRs, who are enemy groups of the Confederation. Here's a one way to help out to get rid of the ego, which I practice. I'm not perfect, which is why I'm glad Dana Fry's group is helping out for me to keep a more clear mind, so I can have it's helpful in eliminating the ego. Is practicing mindfulness. This is from Science Alert, which is, according to Media Bias Fact Check, is high in pro-science. And it says right here that mindfulness helps in treatment of pain and emotion. So one method that is helpful is simply breathing in, breathing out through the mouth, and breathing out any unwanted thoughts. And just know those unwanted thoughts disappear and go to God. And no, you're not your body, but your mind energy. Because as stated in Howard Menger's book From Outer Space to You, the master says that when we die, we have an out-of-body experience and we could still think. So our mind energy is like our soul, and so we can identify not as our body but as our soul, and we do that by living in the present moment, having a more clear mind. When you identify as your mind energy, you're not your ego, because you have more clear mind in the present moment. Also, when evil is done to you, you can use the evil. This is what I call the unbeatable W56 method. And by simply forgiving the evil, and when you forgive the evil, your sins are forgiven, as it says in Sermon on the Mount, right here. Also, as you continue to follow God's laws, even when evil is done to you, you're guaranteed to make it into Confederation worlds, the next life, or higher realms. My favorite group I hope to make it with is Buck Nelson's group. I hope to hang out with Memory Intact, and then to hang out with the Daniel Fry's group and the Coors brothers of the Alliance, if I make it. Also, it says, when you forgive, you can pray for whatever you want, and you're more likely to have it. In Mark 22 through 25. I dedicate this video to the Daniel Fry's group, especially the wonderful operative, who I'm eternally grateful for, of Daniel Fry's group. I recommend the book The White Sands Incident by Daniel Fry. And there's accurate information in there, especially, for instance, they talk about, on page 9, it talks about the Earth and all the diversity on Earth, and it says, for instance, according to the Confederation Study Patrol Group, the theory is that some advanced race unknown to the Confederation may have used the planet as a proving ground, that many of the life forms now found there were developed and planted there as some long-term research program. And this can be verified also on the Alliance brothers and Brother RK's article on Race and Man in the RK files. It says, the second premise finds favor as a result of our researches and those of the Confederation scientists who have made long-term studies of your people. Evidence points to the inescapably to the bizarre concept that millennia ago a technologically sophisticated society performed DNA manipulation on the early ancestors of your modern races. So they both say the same thing. Also, while what Daniel Fry says in this book is very good, don't listen to the Wolf Tolano nonsense. It's wrong information, discrediting information. If you want real information about the galaxy in general, I recommend the Terra Core Alliance Terran Communication Center, Brother Bob's website. Also, here are a few pictures of real ships. These are real Daniel Fry photos of Confederation ships. In my opinion, you could feel energy even from pictures, and just like the operatives, the pictures radiate peace. However, this one is fake. This one is a fake photo, but these two are real ones. Anyway, I appreciate and I'm eternally grateful for Daniel Fry's group and their friendship here on Earth. And it's my honor to help them in small ways through the Unbeatable W56 method of forgiving and using evil to your advantage through forgiveness and praying for what you want. And eternally grateful for their peace energy to help out myself to have more calm mind so I can eliminate the ego. And I hope that this book, and you can do it just from this video too, I hope it helps others who are interested in getting rid of the ego to have assistance from Daniel Fry's group by simply having the intention to get rid of their ego and have a clear mind, and then praying for assistance from Daniel Fry's group. And if they're interested, and if you're sincere, they may influence your subconscious from a distance with their technology to have a more clear mind, or they may send an undercover operative to help out in small ways, or they may do both. This way, they can help out more directly without interfering with their ethics committee. Thank you, and I hope you have a good day.